Team Pete Prisco dropped his annual top 100 NFL players list. To no surprise, Patrick Mahomes is at number 1. Prisco called it a gimme putt. Don't tell that to Rory. But the Chiefs' alleged rivals, the Bills, should they be concerned? Their only player in the top 100, Allen, coming in at number 6. That is actually dropping 4 spots from last year, but still the second highest ranked quarterback on the list. Brew, how much pressure is on Josh Allen this year?
I gotta be honest, I don't think there's any pressure really.
Wow.
Whoa. And, other than his internal pressure that he puts on himself because he's competitive and wants to win a Super Bowl and beat Patrick Mahomes. Outside of that, who's expecting a great season from the Bills? Their pressure, we know, it comes from expectations.
He's got the second best MVP odds, Brew.
Oh, individually, there's pressure for him to play well individually.
Yeah.
But I'm talking, he will play well individually. I'm talking about to win the Super Bowl, to lead, they are in what I think most of us view as a restart. It's not a complete rebuild, but it's a restart. They have not given him, he has really no proven receivers.
Yeah.
I mean, they took away his best receiver.
Won a Super Bowl that way.
Well, right. And I think, honestly,
Nick Wright, will you stop with this nonsense? You had the Chiefs had the best defense in the NFL last season. Okay? And you had Travis Kelce, the greatest tight end in the history, or the second greatest tight end under Gronk. Stop with this nonsense. And Andy Reid as your coordinator and play caller. Enough with the nonsense. Enough. Let me know when Josh Allen has the greatest tight end in the history, the greatest offensive coach in the history of the NFL, and the best defense in the NFL. Let me know when that happens, and we'll see how far Josh Allen gets. Let me know.
Now, maybe this might be wrong. I feel like right now it's not about Mahomes versus Allen. I mean, Mahomes is up here by himself. And maybe the people that think Allen is there with him are putting pressure on him, but I'm not. He's not going to do what Patrick Mahomes did. And I just think with what they've taken away from him, I don't think the expectations are this. He has a great year individually, and I do think he's a high MVP candidate. They win the division or at least get to the playoffs, maybe win a playoff game. If they do that, people are going to praise Josh Allen.
Oh, okay. All right, go ahead. I think that's overstating it, but go ahead.
So I mean, I'm one of those people. I happen to think that Josh Allen is the second best player in football. I do not believe he's as good as Mahomes. Mahomes is on his own tier, absolutely. Mahomes also has some career-long advantages that Josh Allen hasn't had in Andy Reid, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, etc. Okay. But again, Mahomes is clearly the best. But if you are the second best player in football, second best quarterback in football, or even in that conversation, and you've been paid, and you're in your prime, and you're excellent, and you don't have a ring, there is just always going to be pressure on you. There will be pressure year in and year out.
What about the pieces around you? I mean, he does not have a proven wide receiver.
Right, but that's why the Mahomes. He might not be compared to Mahomes anymore, but he is considered by Pete Prisco, by Danny, by a lot of people to be the second best. That if Mahomes retired, he's the best quarterback in football.
Yeah.
Then you are supposed to make it work. That is the job.
And he will.
Outside of Mahomes and Brady, who's made it work with mediocre receivers to win a Super Bowl?
To win a Super Bowl.
I mean, because that's what we're talking about, winning the Super Bowl.
Well, Mahomes and Brady have won basically all of them, so it's a hard. I mean, that is
recently
somewhat hard. So I think that, and this is where Danny will get mad. I don't care. I think Josh kind of owes him one for last year. Because last year, when they did have Stephon, when they were 6-6 or 5-5 to start the year, it was because Josh was giving games away. And when they went on their run, it was because they took the ball out of his hands. And then
it looks like that's what they're going to do now.
And then they were in position at home to finally slay the dragon, and Josh came up short on the biggest drive of the year. Tried to fumble the game away. They recovered it, then couldn't. Wait. If you're the second best player in the sport, Danny, come through.
How did Josh do that? He threw perfect passes to his wide receivers, to Diggs, and they dropped it. They dropped it. What do you want Josh Allen to do? A star quarterback, only has so many great plays in him in a game. They can't just be perfect football. Look at Patrick Mahomes throwing interceptions in very important games, a.k.a. the Super Bowl. Okay? The difference between Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen last season was that Patrick Mahomes threw a perfect pass And Travis Kelce actually caught the ball. The one player, I forget who caught the ball for the against the Ravens when it was to ice the game on third down, where it was going to give the ball back to the Ravens. Patrick Mahomes threw a perfect pass, and the guy actually caught the ball. His wide receiver actually caught the ball. That's the difference. That's the difference. They asked Josh Allen to do so much, and he doesn't have the team around him, which is why the Chiefs also took the ball away from Patrick Mahomes. That's why Patrick Mahomes' numbers went down. That's why he didn't throw the ball downfield. There's the difference, because they actually have the offense in place and have the coaching staff in place, aka Andy Reid, to recognize that and not say, hey, Patrick, go get the job done. Go do it. And also, this is where Nick is being so disingenuous, because he's praised Rashee Rice as being amazing, as being a top wide receiver, calling him Rashee Jerry Rice. So which is it, Nick? Is Rashee Rice not a top wide receiver? Because he believes that Pacheco is a top running back. And do the Chiefs also not have a good offensive line? Like, what are we talking about here? And again, and having the top defense in the NFL. So just enough with this nonsense. And no one believes that the 49ers had this elite defense. Yet, where was his production in the Super Bowl? He didn't put up 1 million points up there. So just enough. Enough. The Bills didn't even have a great defense because they had injury issues. And he didn't run the score up either against them. So it's just so disingenuous that we're saying that Josh Allen, if he is a great quarterback, he should be able to do and win with the Bills. When the reality is Patrick Mahomes has not won with the equivalent of Josh Allen. That is a fact. That is a fact. This idea that even Tom Brady has done it. Right, let's just act like Tom Brady wasn't having the luxury of being able to do that in years when the NFL was very defensively driven and not so much offensively driven. Not to mention having the GOAT defensive head coach of Bill Belichick. Stop acting like those things don't matter. Like, enough of this nonsense. Stop underplaying the importance of Travis Kelce, of Andy Reid. Just stop. It's absurd. Do you see some of the catches that Travis Kelce made against the Ravens? Some of these diving catches that a lot of tight ends would not have made? Those are game-changing plays. Completely changing the game. Completely. Just like if Josh Allen's wide receivers actually caught the ball when he hit them in the hands multiple times, I think it was like 3 times, and a missed field goal. Like, what do you want Josh Allen to do under those in those circumstances? It's just insane to me, and it's so disingenuous.
True. I come through in that spot.
How did Stephon Diggs look the last
years
games
ago?
of the season?
Right, Stephon gave him nothing.
Well, okay, all right, but so that is so
like losing to Mahomes.
Right. But it was
you could be second best and lose to the
Mahomes didn't
best.
force Josh off the field. Mahomes doesn't play defense, and this is where.
But you don't give him credit
Allen
for.
didn't have a bad game. He actually had a good game.
I understand
the fourth,
that.
he didn't play as strong.
But if
he
you are
played
the
well.
second best, we just saw the second best player in the NBA not come through, and people criticized him.
Well,
like that
NBA is a lot different.
Yeah, you have a whole series as opposed to
But
come
one
through on this
guy,
drive.
makes
But
a little difference.
this is the other thing. If we're going to keep just talking about Josh Allen in these terms, here's what I would ask. Can Josh Allen, for the first time in 4 years, have an awesome season throwing the football? Because here are the numbers. It is not rookie year, not second year. 2020, awesome, he's arrived. Those are his league ranks these last 3 years. And the way everyone gets around talking about this is they're like, man, he has 27 one-yard touchdown runs. I don't care.
He is a great runner, though. That's a part of it.
That's a part of
not
a relevant.
Right. That's a part of what he does.
It is a relevant stat, but it does not justify 23rd in completion percentage, 16th in passer rating for a guy that is talked about as the second best quarterback in the league. So,
of course it does. When you have a revolving door of coordinators, okay, a defensive head coach, and an offensive weapons that, let's be clear here, they are not equivalent to what other teams have. It's not equivalent to what the Eagles have, what the 49ers have, what the Chiefs had, and Patrick Mahomes has had for years. I understand Travis Kelce left. Okay, I understand that. But not Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill. I understand that. But let's not act like that Patrick Mahomes didn't get to learn and grow with literally one of the best wide receivers we've seen, the fastest wide receiver we've seen, with the GOAT head coach of Andy Reid. Those things matter. I understand. I'm not going to act like Josh Allen has had no help, no support, no wide receivers. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that he's just had nothing but garbage. But to act like he's had the equivalent of a Tyreek Hill and a Travis Kelce is so disingenuous. Diggs is not on either of their levels. He's just not. Just from a personality and a winning perspective, he's not. Tyreek Hill doesn't cause trouble in the locker room. Stephon Diggs does. So it's just insane to me. It's insane. It's just Josh Allen is single-handedly carrying the Buffalo Bills. Patrick Mahomes does not need to single-handedly carry the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is unbelievable. He is the best quarterback in the NFL. Nobody is arguing against that. Nobody is arguing against that. Patrick Mahomes, especially with the Kansas City Chiefs and Andy Reid, is the best. But if we say that these quarterbacks, if they're so great that they should be able to find a way, then tell me why Patrick Mahomes could not find a way when he played Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. Why was he not able to find a way and overcome his offensive line? Tell me that. Because that's the equivalent of what Josh Allen has had to deal with for essentially every single season of his career. That's the reality. Okay? That's the reality. But those are just my thoughts, and I would absolutely love to hear yours. How much pressure do you think is on Josh Allen? Do you think a lot? Do you think a little? Do you think he should be able to find a way if he's the second best quarterback? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.